Hey Mallards, it is Friday, and you know what that means? It's time to talk Marvel. There won't be a new Marvel show next week, so perhaps I will have to find something else Marvel to discuss. But for now, we have the finale of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Obviously, lots of spoilers. This episode was a nice culmination. I liked that it was action-packed, but that the main focus wasn't necessarily the action. I feel like the show's done a really good job of, mixing the action with, the intimate moments, versus I feel like WandaVision was, intimate moments, nothing but action at the end. And we got, a final sort of touching moment with her and Vision, but there wasn't sort of an interspersed bits like there were in this. And I thought the balance was really, really good. All those people who are like, "Help, Falcon and the Winter Soldier isn't about race," are clearly wrong. That's the entirety of what this show is. And I feel like its message is very strong and also not cloaked at all. And that's one of the things I appreciate. I feel like they lay all of their cards on the table and they say, here's what we're about. In plain terms, this is exactly what's happening, and this is exactly what's going on. And I thought that overall the wrap-up was really good. It actually completed what we've seen while still leaving some openings for some other stuff in the way that a season of a television show should. And I don't know for sure if they're going to be second seasons of these shows or if they're just sort of mini series that are going to wrap into other things. But either way, I really, really enjoyed it. We can get into the sort of meat and potatoes of the episode. And I'm just going to throw my thoughts out in a completely non-linear fashion because that's how I operate. We're going to start with the fact that I love Sam's Captain America costume. It looks very similar to the comic book costume. It has something that I have never understood, and this is a Falcon thing, right? Is that he has a helmet, a headpiece that covers his ears, although it leaves his ears open, but covers to here, but then doesn't cover the top. And I feel similarly about this like I do about a lot of the completely impractical women's outfits. I feel like leaving your head open is less aerodynamic for flying and also certainly more dangerous for, throwing yourself around, right? It looks cool, but is it practical? But it does look cool. The costume is awesome. That reveal was really, really good. Sam using the wings and the shield in tandem is everything that I wanted it to be. I feel like the fight choreo in this is next level with him because you have to deal with so many moving parts. And especially the scene near the end where he doesn't want to fight Carly, which had a lot of parallels to the Winter Soldier scene between Cap and Bucky, between Steve and Bucky, which I really enjoyed. And I thought that the way the fight choreo was done for that was really, really good. Carly's fight choreo in general, when she was fighting John Walker in, the scaffolding, was also really, really good. And I feel like the fights in this are small, which I really enjoy. I like that it's more intimate. It reminds me a little bit of Daredevil rather than the big cinematic Marvel films. So WandaVision, very much their fight was huge and cinematic with a lot happening, even though it was just two people. And I feel like these fights are a lot more intimate. They're about the people versus each other, which I really enjoyed. And so Sam looked great. His fighting was great. The mixture of the shield and the wings was so good. And look at him wielding that shield like a boss. He is Captain America. And I really loved that at the end credits, instead of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, it said Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So good. So good. They're so brilliant. I love it. And throughout it all, Sam has stayed really true to form. He still tried to talk Carly out of it, even at the last moment, and I really appreciated that. And I feel like that's where Sam and Steve line up, but the difference I think between them is Sam is always open and always caring and wants to show people what's wrong. He gives that impassioned speech to the senator that is incredible. Like the kind of speech that I hope becomes the sort of thing you would study in class. The way that he lays everything out about the power that those senators have and what they have done to people and what they need to remember about being helpless when Thanos was there versus what they're currently doing to people when they have all the power. It was just so freaking good. And I feel like that's also part of what makes him different from Steve. It is his experience as a Black man, and his level of empathy is higher. Sam is a mirror that is trying to reflect back your true self and show you the way. And I feel like Steve is an immovable object who's going to stop you from going the wrong way. And not necessarily that that's worse, but they're just very different approaches. And I like that I felt that this show really highlighted how Sam as Captain America is different than Steve as Captain America, because they're from different eras, because they need different things, and because they're different people. And I really enjoyed that part. John Walker was back. I guess he did one redeeming thing. He stopped the vehicle from going over the edge instead of chasing after Carly, but like, he's going to be back as U.S. agent, and I'm just so thrilled to have more. I could live without John Walker. He could just, bye-bye. Like, I don't necessarily find him that intriguing. Maybe I will. Maybe the U.S. agent thing will pick up. It'll be interesting. But I don't particularly like him. Also, I'm pretty sure that they've never given his wife a name, and that really bugs me. Like, it really actually actively bugs me. I'm watching a series of TikToks where a girl talks about the MCU passing the Bechdel test. And this episode does pass the Bechdel test. There's a whole conversation between Sharon and Carly that does not revolve around men in any way, shape, or form. And there are other conversations between Carly and her flag smashers that are female that, like, don't involve men. There's a conversation between two of the female senators that doesn't involve talking about men. But one of the other things about the Bechdel test is it has to be two named characters. So Sharon and Carly, they're named. They count. Carly and her flag smashers, I don't know any of their names. I don't think they've ever been named. And also, Victoria, I think is her name. I don't know who she is, actually. Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character. Anyway, she is talking to Walker's wife, but I don't think that Walker's wife has a name, which is wild. What's her first name? Don't look on IMDb. Just watch the episodes and see if you can tell me. I don't think you can. IMDb probably has it, though. Anyway, John Walker will be back as U.S. agent, and I don't care. He can just disappear. I thought that Bucky's arc now over the whole show, like, wrapped itself up nicely. I obviously love Sebastian Stan. I really enjoy him as Bucky. I think it's fun to highlight the differences between him and Sam, like the difference between Bucky and Sam, and the reason that Bucky wouldn't be Captain America, and probably wouldn't be a very good Captain America, even if he was. But I thought that his growth, particularly over the last 2 episodes, was really good, and I enjoyed that. And I enjoyed the ending. He's a fun character, and him back in New Orleans with Sam's family was really cute. I especially really just loved him holding out his vibranium arm, and the children are just, like, hanging off of it while he's having a conversation. I thought that was hilarious, domestic in a very enjoyable way. And I also liked his conversation, like him doing what Sam said in the previous episode, which was doing the work, actually doing the work and making the effort to not avenge the things that the Winter Soldier did, but to actually try and actively do good in the world. And I also liked his goodbye note to his therapist. And not that I thought she deserved a note, but like, ooh, hopefully she's gone. Goodbye. Not a great therapist, and no one needs you. And so I did enjoy that. I also liked that Zemo killed all of the soldiers. I love that Zemo, from the raft, orchestrated the death of all of the Flag Smasher super soldiers. Like, what a move, Baron Zemo. What a move. Clearly we're not done with him either. Also, I feel like his cell in the raft, way nicer than what they gave to, like, Clint and Wanda and Sam. Like, what's up with that? Somebody talk to me about the accommodations on the raft. Okay, Clint deserved better. So did everyone else, but, like, I'm on a Clint railroad right now, so, like, Clint deserved better. But I did enjoy that bit. And then also the moment with Isaiah Bradley, with him acknowledging what Sam did, and like him watching the speech was really, really good. And then him being part of the exhibit is incredible. I really thought, so I knew that obviously it was going to be a recognition of him in the exhibit, but I was really, 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 really hoping that they would walk around the corner and it would say The Truth, Red, White, and Black, which is the title of the comic that introduces Isaiah Bradley and his story. And like, Red, White, and Black is just such a great title for that. But it's fine that they didn't use it. I like that he's been added and that Sam went out of his way to do that. And it really just shows like who Sam is, that he's working to right all of those wrongs. And then let's talk about my favorite, still horrendously underutilized character in this, the lovely Sharon Carter. So Sharon Carter was supposed to be a main character in The Winter Soldier. Like, she was supposed to do all the things that Natasha did, but they changed their mind and made it Natasha, which is why Natasha and Steve have this, like, weirdly sexually charged interaction that whole time, because that person was just supposed to be Sharon the whole time. I'm happy that it's Black Widow, because I think that Natasha deserves more. I just wish that it wasn't so, like, romantically charged, because they're better as friends, and also because that romantically charged bit there makes the whole thing with her and Bruce real awkward. But anyway, so Sharon Carter, I feel like, has gotten the short end of the stick this whole time. She just got this, like, weirdly forced kiss with Steve. And then they were like, oh, yeah, you're right, that was awkward, let's just get rid of her. And so they brought her back, and I feel like she was underutilized in this show. But I said from meeting her in Madripoor, that she was the power broker. And it's proven in this episode. And then she proceeded to murder the people who would say she's the power broker, and also murder another guy, which part of Sharon Carter's thing is that she's never shied away from the lethal blow. A lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are like that. I feel like that's not particularly shown in the MCU, mostly because your encounters with S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are like the little bit of Sharon Carter, and then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where they have these icers and they're not really killing people, I think, just because the way that show is set up. But in the comics, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. agents do kill people, and Sharon Carter knows how to use deadly force. And so she's just going around killing people, and I'm not necessarily upset by that. But I loved her reveal as the power broker, and I really loved the end when she was like, yeah, I've been pardoned, and now I have access to all of these things. And I want evil Sharon Carter. Like, I'm really, really, really down for that. Like, there are people who are like, oh, no, I don't want that. Like, bummer that you're going to turn her into a villain. But, like, do it. Do it. Evil Sharon Carter is a brilliant idea. Her as the power broker, using the resources of the government against them. Like, I don't even necessarily care what happens after this, but, like, I'm in to watch some Sharon Carter being the villain that they have to take down. A villain of their own creation. How very Iron Man of them. Yeah. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I feel like the show wrapped up nicely. I'm still excited to see what's next. I'm obviously still disappointed that it involves John Carter. Wow, John Carter. That involves John Walker, but Can't win everything. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments. Oh, I suppose I should mention, I knew Carly was gonna die. That doesn't make it less sad. I wish that she'd stuck around a little longer because I felt like there was opportunity with her, but it's fine. She needed to die because she knew Sharon's secret and like, can't have that getting out yet. So it's fine. But I did enjoy her ending. I feel like it wrapped up nicely, like watching her descent into madness and not even really any redemption, but you can see like how upset she is about what she's done in the very end. And I kind of enjoyed that. But Sam had told her that if she did this, there was no coming back. And Captain America doesn't lie. There was no coming back. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Are you looking forward to Loki, which will be the next thing? Also, is there anything you're curious about in Marvel? Like, what do you think I should talk about next Friday? I'll see you tomorrow.